So in this sense, the network becomes, think of it as a digital watering hole, where people meet and hang out. Communities are drawn closer together. People live in communities everywhere in the world. So people can access the network and engage in these shared experiences, but regardless of these physical obstacles that we're all familiar with. So a single internet-related hub can directly share internet access with a whole community. Every person won't have direct access at all times, but every community will. So even then, we get there. In every village, there will be an internet cafe or a lean-to, which obviously acts as a center for people to connect to each other in the world. But perhaps most importantly, it will redefine the relationship that these people have with the world. In times of war and suffering, it will be impossible to ignore the voices that cry out for help. Just think about the extraordinary pictures that we're seeing. That literally they're coming out of Syria every day. Assad's brutality on display for everyone to see. The world is upset, the world is mobilizing, people care. In this new world, there will be far fewer places for dictators, people who brutalize other people, to hide. It will be far easier for communities to mobilize themselves against autocratic regime. By the way, this is what we saw in the Arab Spring. So in a world where everybody's knowledge becomes everyone else's, education, science, and discovery are shared and enjoyed by people everywhere. And the appeal of doing business, developing countries, and ever greater, and corporations like Google, but many others represented here, will work to win new billions of new customers. So with information comes power, and with power comes choice. And smarter, resourceful citizens are going to demand a better deal for their communities with more ethical and responsible behavior from the global elites. So to me, this is the final lesson of this future. There will still be elites. We're not going to have a monopoly on progress of opportunity. Technology is a leveler. The weak will meet strong, and those with nothing shall have something. So I wanted to put this into perspective by saying this, of course, is why I do what I do. I suspect this is why many of you do what you do. In many ways, we will all become more equal, but what is interesting is the ways in which our differences will persist. They're expressed in new forms for the next 2 decades, with profound consequences for our economies, our cultures, and our understanding of the world. In many ways, the gap between the top and the bottom will be larger, not smaller, because of the outcome, the technology that I'm describing. But this is not least, certainly a contributing factor, is because some governments are going to try to control and restrict access to the web and to new technology. For example, 40 countries engage in some form of online censorship, up just from 4 a decade ago. Google's products, something we obviously care a lot about, are blocked in about 25 of the 125 countries in which we operate. And even in the US, we've seen worrying legislative and regulatory proposals in recent months. We will see more of these efforts, but I think they're going to fail. And I think they're going to fail because the internet and technology are like water. They'll find a way through. No system of censorship can be absolute. There will always be chinks which clever, artful citizens can use to find information, organize, and break free. But we need to act now to avoid the rise of this sort of new digital caste system that I'm talking about. We're not all born into families with laptops and robots and all the other fun things that we love to speculate about. But everyone, every human being is blessed with creativity, imagination, and a capacity for innovation, regardless of where we come from. I believe this profoundly. In every person, there is company. There's an even better company waiting to get out. Technology empowers by its very nature, and by ensuring universal access to the cloud, to each other, to the world, we can create a global community of equals. Every revolution, I started by saying, this is a revolution that we started, right? I'm very, very proud to be with my tribe, if you will. All of you who care about the same things that I do, that we do, speaking for Google. All of us here have been given the opportunities and the talent and the passion to change the world through the power of this technology. Let us resolve as developers and entrepreneurs to commit ourselves to building a world where everyone has a chance to be connected and to enjoy a future of greater freedom and opportunity for all. So let's have a wonderful time here this week, and let's all get to work. Thank you very much.